How's it going, everybody? Today I got something pretty cool here. A few weeks back, actually, I already made this purchase. This is a Taurus Gx4 Carry, and I test fired a couple guns. I was looking for like a mid-size micro gun, compact, something along the lines of the SIG P365 macro TAC Ops version. And at my local gun shop, the guy was like, "Well, I've been having good luck with these, and I got one, and I think you would like to test fire them." So I was fortunate enough to get to test fire all the SIG 365 TAC Ops along the compensated model and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get this thing open so I don't keep you all guessing. All right. So here we go. As you can see, I got a model on FDE. It's not quite the same color as the Glock 19X, like the Coyote. This is definitely more of like a khaki desert tan color. And you see here, I got the test fire, like I said, and I kept a few of the spent casings in here just to have to show y'all. I'll go ahead and show y'all that. Those primer strikes. All right. So everything it came with 3 back straps, a small, medium, and a large, which I have on there now. Came with a little keychain, which is also the takedown tool for this gun. Come with 1 and 2 magazines right there. All right, so like I said, I got to fire this alongside the SIG P365 TAC Ops and the X Macro, which is the compensated model. Those are running about 800 beans. This one here is running between 350 and 400, depending on the model you get, whether you get the Toro, which is the optic ready model, or if you just get a plain model that I got here. So when test firing, I was able to notice that this was far less snappy than any of the SIGs. And I started noticing, at least in my opinion, that this had a better trigger as far as it hit a definite wall and it was more crisp. Whereas the SIG triggers were a little hollow, and I wasn't fully on board with the SIG because of their own quality control issues. So before we go into any quality control issues about this company here, Taurus, and the models they're making now, I do have previous experience with Taurus, owning several of their older firearms, which were ridden with problems and poor quality, poor craftsmanship, poor finish. Whereas as of recently, Taurus now has one of the best semi-automatic 22 long rifle pistols on the market. Has the Gx4 line and the G3C, or the G3 line, which has the G3C and several different models. So while test firing all these models out, this was the one I was performing the best with and was having a more fun time with. And it just so happened that this was, like I said, probably about half the cost compared to the SIGs. So I really started thinking, is getting the name SIG on the pistol really worth it? And there are some things I don't like about this pistol, which are more cosmetic than the actual function. But I can say, through my own opinion and experience, that this pistol does feel and shoot better, in my opinion, than the SIGs. At least as far as the 365X, the macro, and the TAC Ops. So let's go ahead and get this out here. See what it looks like. Nice and clean right there. Now, this is one of the things I don't like. I don't mind the serial marking here, but Taurus, couldn't you have put that marking like on the other side of the barrel or underneath it, or just somewhere out of the way? It does make it look a little cheap having the serial engraved on this side of the barrel. I think there could be better ways to do that. So, like I said, we are clear. We can check. Clear. All right. And if you did not know, this gun does have a chassis system in here, which is actually very similar to the SIGs. So we can use this tool here, or it could be any flathead screwdriver, end of a shell casing, anything. Put it into that little, right there, turn it. Okay. Have to fire it. Excuse me, dry fire it. Then we'll put tool in there. that unlocks the system. So you see, by turning it, it already kind of wants to come undone. Now let me do this off camera before YouTube gets mad at me. There you go. And if we look inside of here, pretty much a standard striker fired Glock-esque kind of system going on there. Your striker right there, plunger safety, typical tilting action, pretty much just a Glock on the inside. But if we take a look here inside the frame, we can see this chassis right here. This is all chassis that can come out and be dropped into a micro Gx4 frame by just relieving some of the spring tension right in here. You pop out the little bar right here that we use to take it down, and you can take the chassis out, drop it into a different frame. Now Taurus does sell a couple of them, but they're usually out of stock, so you kind of got to just watch out for them. But I already have a micro gun, so I don't need one. But you see here, give you all a look at the inside. There we go. So I'm going to put this back together for y'all. All right, there we are. Now the magazines are 15 round flush fit. You put them in. It's not the most flush fit. It's kind of cheating, kind of not. I don't mind it. I get a fantastic grip on this. I love the little grip pads right here. Gives me somewhere to put my fingers and my thumbs on both sides until I'm ready to fire. And the magazine release is very responsive. So let's do this safely here. And if I hit it, shoots right on out. So I love these magazines. These magazines are made by Gx4. See here, get y'all a good shot. Gx4, there we are. So 215 round flush fit magazines. So I am going to be doing a series. This is just the unboxing. I am going to be doing a short series on this pistol. Probably getting it out to about 1,000 rounds, see where it sits. I know 1,000 rounds is nowhere near what's needed for a true test for longevity, but we can have a good idea on how many malfunctions we have and other issues that we may encounter with the pistol. If it can make it 1,000 rounds, it'll probably go a few more thousand at least before it needs any sort of respringing or anything, which would be good for, I say, the average shooter out there who's probably only doing a couple hundred rounds a year and then carrying around some defensive ammunition. So this is everything you get with the pistol. Like I said, I already test fired it, got some rounds through it already, and it did run good. No issues I can speak of. But I do want to capture some rounds on camera and put that out for y'all and give my opinion. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all enjoyed the series that's coming up with this. And I'll see y'all next time.